that is him.
This is video of a man taking out the trash before heading to work. Burnell Johnson is different in that he's charged with 7 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault of a handicapped person. After his latest court hearing
Red.
at 26 and Cal,
Do you think Judge Hill gave you such a low bond because he knew your sister?
Johnson's pleaded not guilty. He's out because
My name is Judge Stanley L. Hill.
Judge Stanley Hill gave him bond, a $4,000 bond plus EM, meaning $400 cash to get out on electronic home monitoring.
It's outrageous.
Police Chief Tom Weitzel's officers often appear in front of Judge Hill. Weitzel was letter-writing mad after he saw our investigation.
Will you please take some corrective action in regards to Judge Hill?
He wrote to Chief Judge Timothy Evans.
You saw our story.
I did.
For more than a decade, now retired Judge Yolande Bourgeois sat on the bench in Cook County.
It's an abuse of power.
Because Hill ordered that low bond only after conferring with an audience member, a woman named Maxine. In the hearing, Maxine requested the $400 bail and the judge agreed, despite the charges.
That's aggravation. Would you please get this out of my face?
And he was not accused of rape.
Well, he is, and that voice was Maxine Johnson. She's the sister of accused rapist Burnell Johnson. And Maxine Johnson is also a retired court clerk in Judge Hill's courthouse.
To then find out that that individual is a former employee.
I thought it was highly improper.
I've never heard of that in all my years in law enforcement.
The nature of the charges were heinous.
Judge David Navarro ordered no bond for Johnson on June 9th in Maywood. Judge Eulalia De La Rosa reordered no bond for Johnson on June 12th in Maywood.
2 judges had already held the guy on no bail.
And I think the other judges were correct.
CBS 2's legal analyst Irv Miller.
Legal circles are talking about this.
Absolutely.
Judge Pamela Leeming eventually raised the bond tenfold, which Johnson paid. Leeming said at the time, "I find that the Hills bond is set too low." Chief Judge Timothy Evans saw our report, and citing the potential conflict Sister Maxine Johnson posed, Judge Evans moved Burnell Johnson from the courthouse in Maywood to 26 and Cal.
Chief Judge Evans has decided the remedy is to then move the defendant to another courthouse.
Which indicates that Judge Evans even realizes there's a problem there.
It's odd in that it doesn't address the initial problem, and that is the judge making a decision on a case where he knows one of the party's relatives.
The problem is not the case. The problem is the person who was hearing the case.
Judges do get in trouble, often relegated to what's called judge jail, where they punch papers in the Daily Center. In October, this trio of judges got in trouble. The circuit court's press release page announces punishments by Chief Judge Evans and the executive committee. It's that same page where, shortly after our first Judge Hill story, on November 26, Judge Evans unveiled a Lincoln portrait. And who else was there with the chief judge? It's Judge Stanley Hill.
Do you have anything to say, Mr. Johnson?
Now at 26 and Cal, Burnell Johnson's electronic monitoring is unlikely to be taken away. It was after a hearing there.
Do you think Judge Hill gave you such a low bond because he knew your sister?
When he didn't answer us there, we went to his new job.
Burnell, I wanted to ask you again if you were surprised. If you were surprised.
A consequence of electronic monitoring is Burnell Johnson is now driving a bus again. Burnell Johnson was driving a bus when he got in trouble in the first place. This Pace bus. Per police reports, he repeatedly sexually assaulted his passenger, a 30-something woman who functions as a 6-year-old. The assaults were allegedly captured on the bus's surveillance camera. He's out on bond for that case.
Are you surprised you got a job driving a bus?
Driving a bus again for a government-funded work release program. Update. After CBS 2 began investigating, Burnell Johnson's employment was terminated. So he's out of work, and Judge Hill never returned my calls. We frankly don't know if anyone is even officially looking into this. It typically takes a complaint to launch an investigation. In this case, it likely come from the state's attorney's office, Kim Fox. Her office refused to comment and wouldn't say yay or nay if they filed a complaint. Rob and Erica.
Fascinating stuff, Brad. Thanks.
Thank you.